You know the feeling. The silence of the house is deafening, but inside your head, it's a war zone. You're replaying that decision you made last week, the words that stumbled out of your mouth yesterday, the opportunity you let slip through your fingers 5 years ago. It's an endless film reel of your own failures, and you are the star, the director, and the only audience member. They tell you you're not alone, and they're right. Studies show a staggering 90% of us identify regret as our most common negative emotion. It's a plague more pervasive than anger, jealousy, or disappointment combined. But here is the lie you've been sold, that regret is just a feeling, a passive cloud that drifts into your mind. That is a lie. Regret is not a feeling, it is a habit. It is a muscle you have trained, a pathway in your brain you have carved deeper and deeper with every late-night replay. It's a prison you've built, brick by painful brick, and then convinced yourself you were born inside. Today, we don't just break the habit, we demolish the prison. Let's get clinical for a second. When regret strikes, your prefrontal cortex, your brain's what-if machine, spins up something called counterfactual thinking. It's designed for learning. It's supposed to be a tool, but you've turned it into a torture device. You're not learning, you are flagellating yourself with ghosts of a past that no longer exists. And here's the most insane part. Brain scans reveal that the intensity of your regret has almost nothing to do with the size of the mistake. You can feel more gut-wrenching shame over a clumsy social comment than a catastrophic financial decision. Why? Because regret isn't about a logical assessment of damage, it's about an emotional assessment of your identity. Right now, I want you to try something. Bring your biggest regret to mind. Feel it. Now listen to the words your mind is using. Are you thinking, I did something wrong? Or are you thinking, I am wrong? That tiny shift in language is the master switch. It's the difference between a storm and the climate. Imagine two people who invested their life savings in a business that crashed and burned. Person one thinks that investment was a catastrophic mistake. I learned a brutal lesson about due diligence. Person two thinks, I'm a failure. I'm an idiot who ruins everything. Same event, two entirely different universes of pain. One is about an action, temporary, external, changeable. The other is about identity, a life sentence you've just given yourself. So here is your first weapon. Separate your actions from your identity. You are not your mistakes. You are the person who has the capacity to learn from them. The moment you start criticizing the action and not the actor, you take your finger off the self-destruct button. Now let's talk about the mirage in the desert that so many of you are crawling towards. Closure. You tell yourself, I can move on if only my ex would apologize. I could find peace if only I could get that job back. You are waiting for an external event to grant you internal permission to heal. That is the definition of powerlessness. Psychological research is definitive on this. Closure is never given. It is taken. You don't get closure. You give yourself closure. You are the one who decides the chapter is over. You are the author and you hold the pen. To wait for someone else to write the end is to give them power over your story they never earned. Think about that. Are you still waiting for someone else's apology, for life to deal you a different hand? You are chaining yourself to a corpse and calling it loyalty. It's time to declare your own peace. But why is it so hard to let go? This is the question that nobody asks. What are you getting out of this? Yes, you heard me. What is the hidden benefit of your regret? Because if it was pure, 100% pain, your mind would recoil from it like a hot stove. But you don't. You cradle it. You revisit it. Why? Is it because reliving the failure protects you from taking another risk? If you never forget the sting of rejection, you'll never have to put yourself out there again? Safe, but small. Is it because it gives you the illusion of control, as if thinking about it for the 1000th time might somehow retroactively change it? Or maybe, just maybe, it preserves an image of yourself as someone who could have been great, which feels safer than trying to be great now and possibly failing again. Be brutally honest with yourself. What is your regret doing for you? Identify that need for safety, for control, for a pristine self-image, and then find a healthier way to meet it. If you need safety, build real-world competence. If you need control, take control of your daily habits. Stop using the poison of the past as your prescription for the present. Here is a tool to break the spell in real time. It's called the 10-10-10 method. When that wave of regret hits, force yourself to ask 3 questions. Will this matter in 10 minutes? Will this matter in 10 months? Will this matter in 10 years? This isn't just a mind game. It's a neuro-linguistic hack. It shifts you from the emotional reactive part of your brain to the logical abstract part. The Danish philosopher Søren Kierkegaard said, life can only be understood backwards, but it must be lived forwards. This tool allows you to look backwards with the wisdom of the future. The Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher Marcus
Marcus Aurelius constantly reminded himself to focus on the present, writing, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." The 10-10-10 method purifies those thoughts. From the perspective of 10 years from now, that mistake isn't a scar. It's a data point, a lesson, which brings us to the ultimate reframe. Nurse Bronnie Ware spent years working in palliative care, documenting the final regrets of the dying. The most common regret wasn't something they did. It was something they didn't do. The most common regret was, "I wish I'd had the courage to live a life true to myself, not the life others expected of me." Do you see? A life without regret isn't a life without mistakes. A life without regret is a life of cowardice. It means you never took a risk. You never loved deeply enough to get your heart broken. You never chased a dream big enough to fall flat on your face. Your regrets are not a sign that you have lived badly. They are a sign that you have lived. They prove you have standards, you have values, you have a stake in the game. The goal isn't to eliminate regret. The goal is to have the right regrets. Don't regret the swings you took and missed. Regret the times you were too scared to even step up to the plate. So I ask you, what are you going to do? Are you going to let the ghosts of yesterday dictate the reality of today? Are you going to let a memory, an echo, a phantom have more power over your life than you do? The past is a place of reference, not a place of residence. You have paid for your mistakes. You paid with your time, your energy, your heartache. The price has been paid in full. Do not keep paying for something you already own. Extract the wisdom, alchemize the pain into power, and let the rest burn. There's a Japanese art form called kintsugi. When a piece of pottery breaks, they don't throw it away. They meticulously put it back together with lacquer mixed with powdered gold. The belief is that the piece is more beautiful for having been broken. The breaks are part of its history, a testament to its resilience. Your regrets, your mistakes, your so-called failures, these are your break lines. Stop hiding them. Stop punishing yourself for them. Pick up the pieces, mend them with the gold of the wisdom you've earned, and step forward. The life that is waiting for you beyond regret is bigger, bolder, and more authentic than you can imagine. But you have to choose it. You have to stop performing a life you think you should have lived and start improvising the one you have right now. Because the ultimate tragedy, the only regret that truly matters, is looking back on your one precious life and realizing you spent it mourning a past that was already gone instead of building a future that was waiting to be born. The clock is ticking. What happens next?